Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Okay.
So, Frank, dragging his feet down the street, dejected, defeated.
Frank is going to just start wandering around the town now, kicking things as he goes, just being grumpy and angry and just full of piss and vinegar. In the process of walking around there, he's going to keep his eye out for a small group of youth, like 16 to 18-year-old youth in a group of 3 to 4.
You actually find them pretty quick. You get down to the end of this block and you come to the small square around the fountain, and you see a group of 3 young hoodlums.
Okay. I walk up to them.
They're actually right next to the fountain. One of them's sitting on the stone, the stone well.
I walk up and I say,
you haven't recovered your temp HP by this point.
That's fine. I shouldn't have to. I'm hoping not to get into a fight here. Hey, any of you little pieces of shit want to make some money?
They look over to you. What do you want, woodsman?
Well, let's just say that a friend of a friend of a friend got into a little bit of trouble, and someone needs a little bit of payback. A lot of you guys interested in going and dealing out some severely needed justice?
They look amongst themselves.
There's a dwarf down that street, the potter. You know him?
Sure, there's a potter down that street. What are you blabbering about? Trying to think of derogatory terms they could call you that are allowed on Twitch.
How about this? How about you? I give you a gold. You shut the fuck up. You go over there and you beat that dwarf unconscious.
A gold?
A gold each.
They look amongst themselves.
Trust me, he's had it coming. And
let's see the coin. The one sitting on the fountain stands up.
I reach into my gold purse and pull out 4 golden coins. There were 4 of them, you said, or 5 of them?
There's 3 of them.
3 of them. Perfect. I pull out 3 golden coins.
He reaches out to grab them.
First, you guys go beat up that dwarf. Then you come back here. You find your coins waiting for you. Wasn't born yesterday.
We ain't doing shit without any money.
Fine. I pull. I hand them 1 coin. 1 now. 2 when you're done.
They shrug. The short boy who appears to be the leader snatches the gold coin, and they walk up the street.
Cool. I chill by the fountain.
I'm just curious what the base stats are for dwarf. I think these boys might be fucked.
No way.
I guess that's not bad.
It's just a dwarf.
Some of these, like, I thought, is it elves that are like crazy? No, 1 + 1. Okay, never mind.
All right, so I hang out and wait for the boys to return. going.
All right. So maybe 5 minutes later, 3 boys come back up the street.
Okay. I think temporary damage wears off after 10 minutes, is it? Or is it
10
after
minutes,
an hour?
yeah. So 10 minutes.
Okay.
So or I think 10 minutes from the end of the encounter or something like that.
Something like
battle.
that. I'm looking it up right now.
It hasn't expired quite yet.
Okay.
Right. The boys walk back up the street. One of them is holding a clay vase over his head, like waving it around. Another is rubbing his ribs, and this short boy is sort of smiling as he approaches you.
You guys get it done?
The boy tosses the vase onto the ground and it shatters.
Temporary damage automatically heals at a rate of 1 point per combat round.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
So you're recovered, and that boy was only rubbing his rib because he likes to touch himself.
Okay.
All right. The short hoodlum says, all right, where's that gold?
I hand him 2 more gold coins. I say, good. You make it messy?
We broke all his shit. And they start to laugh.
Good job, boys. Good job. Take care. And I head back to the weary woodsman.
Roll a perception check.
15?
No, you head back towards the weary woodsman.
Lovely.
Smug and glim. Everyone, nice clear path as you strut back down the street.
Okay.
So you circle around back to the main cobblestone path.
Mm-hmm.
Right, head north to the weary woodsman.
Mm-hmm.
Your inventor, you find it slightly more populated. There's maybe a half dozen or so drunkards hanging around, day drinking.
Good. I think I'm gonna hang out and call it a day for now. I think we're just gonna probably hang out for a week and see what happens. Yeah. Let me know if Clayton tries to charge me any money. But other than that, I'm just gonna stay here for a week, and I'll just keep reusing that bedroom until someone actually tries to charge me for an in room, or it's unavailable.
Wow, he's just moving in. So there is another girl who is moderately more attractive than Mars. Are we fast forwarding? I'm not sure what we're fast forwarding to.
Well, I'm hoping the dwarf will come back around after he's been beaten up by all these dwarf haters. If not, I want to see if the fire has any impact on the business change, and I don't want to beat up too many people too quickly. So,
all right. So yeah, you notice there's a second barmaid who you find a little more to your liking. A little skinny. She could use some meat on her bones, but she's certainly no 6 hotness or whatever I rolled for that first one. All right, so you crash that first night in that front bedroom of the inn. No one bothers you, though there's no lock on the door.
Perfect.
All right, so that second day you're hanging around drinking ale. Actually, the barmaids do occasionally ask you for money.
Put it on my tab. Put it on my tab.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That seems to work. For now, you're not exactly sure how your tab's working out, but
yeah, one way or the other, I'm not paying it.
Frank don't care.
Yeah.
All right, so about midday the next day, that dwarf walks in sort of looks around and spots you. What are you doing? Where are you? Are you by yourself?
I'm probably sitting in a booth, feet up on the table, just kind of relaxing and looking around, ale nestled in my thighs.
He seems to recognize you and sheepishly walks on over.
Ah, little dwarf who couldn't.
He says, "You were right. Those hoodlums. They showed up. They trashed my shop.
They trashed your shop. You know who did it?
Yeah, 3 boys. I could point them out to you.
I certainly appreciate it. Let's go take care of these little hoodlums.
All right.
You got any witnesses to this event?
A couple of the ladies down the street saw them walking out afterwards, but it was just me in the shop.
Well, let's go set them right.
I told the constables, but they sort of laughed me out of the station.
People these days, what's it coming to when a simple dwarf can't make a living in Wodheim? Racial tensions are all over the place. If you got any other dwarven friends living around here, you'd best tell me about them or tell them about me.
Well, we're a long way from the mountain. Ha ha.
Yeah.
There's a few of us, and we're close.
Well, take me to these punks, and I'll deal with them.
All right. He leads you back to that square around the fountain.
Okay.
A lot of times they hang around here, but right now they're not. Says the one little shit lives there. I know his mama.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should go talk to her. And he starts.
Well, hold on. They see you, they might run timid. They see me, they don't know what's going on. Why don't you hang back a little bit? I'll go talk to his mom. You know the kid's name?
Yeah, it's Sam.
Sam? All right, let's go talk to Sam's mama. And I go, well, you head back, and I go up and on the door.
Right, he hangs by the fountain. You walk the couple hundred feet across the square to the small single-story shack. You knock.
Mm-hmm.
A weary-eyed woman answers the door. She brushes her hands on her dress. Says, "Yes, can I help you, sir?"
I'm looking for Sam. You seen him?
She looks you up and down. Roll a charisma check.
Boop, 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 boop. Roll d20 plus 14. 33.
She says, "Sam, what'd you do this time?" And shouts back into the small house. What is it, Mama?
Can I get a hotness roll for Sam's mom?
She's above average, but she looks a little worn, rough around the edges. You 10, 15 years ago, she was probably a beauty, but
okay.
She's had to deal with this little shit for the last 15 or so.
I just walk into the house.
She steps aside and lets you pass.
I start poking around looking for Sam.
There's a small kitchen, and I guess you could call it a living room. You poke back into a single bedroom, and you see Sam lounging on a mattress on the floor.
Okay.
He sort of starts to get up with a start as he sees you enter. What the hell are you doing here?
I look back over my shoulder. Is his mom watching this conversation? Did she go back to what she was doing?
It's a tiny room. It's a tiny house, tiny apartment or whatever. So there's like 3 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like 10 feet behind you, hand on her hips. She can hear everything you're saying.
Sam, is there a back door to this place?
Back door? What the hell are you doing here?
We're going for a walk.
Here, Sam, what did you do?
Sam got himself in a little trouble the other day, and I'm here to make sure he doesn't get into any more. So you
Well,
let's take a little walk out the back door. Ain't nothing good on TV anyway.
there's no back door.
Damn it.
Nothing good on TV. He says, well, you can beat him, but make sure he comes back in one piece.
Well, your mama said so. And I go for
Mom,
a
no,
swing
you
at him.
gotta listen to me. Do you grab a hold of Sam? Or
I try and grab him with one hand and just crack him across the face with the other.
Oh, okay. Roll the hit.
Is this the grab or the punch roll to hit?
I'm just want to roll the hit. It's fine. Actually, do him two. Do a grab.
Well, then
So
the grab is at
and punch.
11, and then the punch is at 13, unless holding on to him gives me a bonus.
Yeah, some advantage, but it doesn't matter. You crack him across the face. Roll for damage.
5 points of damage.
You knock the poor kid out.
Okay.
His mom gives a shriek.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He got himself into some trouble, and now it's been straightened.
She rushes over and sort of like tries to push you out of the way, but doesn't really put much effort into it. So obviously she's basically.
I mean, I let her push me out of the way and get back to her kid.
Do you let him just like drop to the floor?
I don't drop him to the floor. I lower him to the ground a little gently.
She kneels down and like wipes the hair from his brow. She's like, Sam. She's like shaking him. She's like, what did he do this time? She looks up at you.
Oh, that damn foul boy ran around slinging all sorts of racial slurs at the dwarf down the street. Mussed up his shop some too. Broke all of his pots.
That was him?
That was your little Sam. Now, where's his friends? The two of them he hangs out with.
Yeah. Dennis and Claude. And
I should have known.
Directions to their street. And about this time, Sam starts coming to.
Actually, it should be 2d6 full turns.
I thought you said 1 round per temp HP.
Unless you get knocked to... hold on. Characters reduced to negative 10 hit points by temporary damage are still dead.
Not negative 10. Oh, it's still dead, really?
Yeah, characters reduced to between 0 and negative 9 hit points recover 1 temporary damage each round, but remain unconscious for 2d6 full turns or until healed.
Okay. All right, so he doesn't start to come to.
Yeah.
She gives you directions to Claude and... whatever the fuck the other kid's name was, to their houses.
Okay. Yep, cool. I head to Claude's house first.
All right.
Or I head out and I go over to the dwarf.
Okay. Yeah, he's waiting out by the fountain, out by the well.
Well, that's one of them. The other guys' names are Claude and Dennis.
Dennis, yeah. Thanks, chat, for paying more attention than us.
And this is where they live, so why don't you head back to your little shop and I'll take care of these two guys and we won't be nary word about it. But before you do, how about that 2 gold?
Yeah, sure thing. He reaches into his coin purse and hands you 2 gold.
Okay.
So I really, really appreciate this.
My pleasure.
Sorry I misjudged you.
It's all right. Frank. We all make mistakes in life. Now you remember, you tell your friends about me here. We'll make sure these ruffians leave you all alone.
All right. And he starts walking down the street to his house.
Okay.
Do you ever go to Claude or Dennis's house?
No. Okay. Good. So we got a slight protection racket set up. It's only 2 gold a month, but that's still plenty of money. You know, it's passive income. It's nice. If we can get a few more other people on board, that'd be good. If we can get the whole dwarven quarter together, can really run this like racial fear mongering thing. I think it's really good.
Do you speak any languages besides common?
No.
You do have a language slot, right?
I do, but I don't think Frank's the sort of man who would have learned to speak another language.
Fair enough.
Okay. Now, I lent out some money. That's 7 gold a month. 2 gold a month from this guy. That's 9 gold a month. That's not bad. But that's not enough for Frank. What other ways can we? Well, I look for a group of women that are doing some, menial task. Uh, watching after kids, carrying laundry, like a group of women that are not involved in a work activity, that are involved in like some social or like
Yeah,
domestic
this
activity.
would be the place. I mean, it's this is the well, the watering hole. So you see, lost it. A group of 6 middle-aged women, just a couple dozen feet from the well, chitting and chatting. One of them has a small child on their arm.
Okay, I approach. Um, yeah. Do they say anything as I'm approaching?
Um, yeah, they look over to you, and the conversation comes to a halt. They don't open up room, and they're circled to
I
allow you. Someone looks over.
scan, looking for the most attractive one.
What is that? Got a 14. You got a 14. So you find the most attractive one.
Okay. I look her up and down, whistling loudly, going, darling, you could make a good dog go bad, or a bad dog get rough. Ruff,
Some
ruff.
whispering. And she blushes. And then one of them says, "You get out of here, you bad dog." One says, "He's not a dog, he's a woof."
Rawr. So, you there, again, staring at the more attractive of all the females.
She makes eye contact for like a fraction of a second and then looks down at the dirt.
I attempt to maintain eye contact the whole time.
I mean, it's just, she's not meeting it. Yeah. Do you say something?
I heard there's a. Nope, that's not how. So, what are you doing around here? Don't you have better things to be doing during the day?
Don't you? Shouldn't a young man like yourself be out working the woods or whatever it is you do?
I was thinking about working some wood, but I could use a partner.
There's some whispers and gasps.
Why don't you
Ooh.
leave these old maids behind? A young woman
Hey
like
now,
you ought to.
the oldest woman in the group sort of steps forward and gives you a shove.
Beauty such as you shouldn't be wasting away out here.
All right. The old hag gave you a shove. Says, "Go with him. He's feisty." Roll a charisma check.
Yeah, this is not working. This is working. I didn't intend for this to work, but it's actually working. Nope, not anymore.
No.
Good.
She looks up at you once more, for this time for a second or two, and then looks back down. No, thank you.
Well, what about these? Where did you guys work before this?
Work.
Yeah. Which brothel did you guys crawl out of?
Excuse me?
There's got to be at least one brothel in town here, and you all look like the type that might have worked there once upon a time.
Get out of here.
Which way should I be heading?
You get a shove from the older woman, and then from one of the others.
I insist
Get
on...
lost, you. And there's just like a stream of, get the fuck, get out, get.
I insist on knowing the location of the closest brothel.
They tell you to fuck off, tell you to leave.
Nope. Climb too high, fell too low.
Go to the east wall, you scumbag. Get lost.
There we go. I head up to the east wall.
Sorry, Candace. He looked nicer than he was.
You look nicer than you are, too. but not from this angle. And I head off to the east wall.
What does that mean to you?
The wall on the east side of town?
Yeah. So do you just like
I just
describe your
mosey on in
movement?
that direction and start looking for half-naked ladies leering out of windows, jeering at people as they walk by.
All right. You head roughly east. You find a river that runs through town, cross over a small stone bridge. You follow a dirt path to another well and roll an intelligence check.
Oop, that should only be plus 10, so 24.
All right. This part of town is a little more sparsely constructed. The buildings are farther apart. They got big yards and trees and grass growing up in between. You wander around and you eventually find the wall on the east edge of town. No sign of hookers, though. I should give you a token.
I look to the closest person and I say, "Where's the brothel?"
It's a woman, and she sort of looks and scurries faster away from you.
I scoff, walk down the street, and call to anyone that's within like 15 feet of me for directions.
No one seems to want to have anything to do with you when you approach, and you're like, "Hey, can I get where the ladies at?" And they're just like,
Give me the women! Come on, guys!
I get lost, scumbag. I mean, do you push them more, or do you let them walk
No,
away?
I let them walk away. Frank is a thug of a man, but he also doesn't give a shit about most things. Like, he's not going to chase after people. He doesn't take insults very personally. I will spend like an hour walking around looking for this place and asking to and fro.
Yeah, I shrink this down. Ooh, this abandoned house is not relevant. Fine, deleting it. Don't matter. All right. Roll a, I don't know, charisma, perception.
Charisma.
Pick a skill. Charisma.
24.
All right. You eventually find a dude, and you're like, "Where are the women at?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, you're looking for the east wall. He's walk down the street and take a left. It's the last building before the wall." And you
Good man. See you there.
walk down the street, take a left. See a 2-story structure butted up against the wooden wall of the city.
Okay.
Hanging in the window is a lantern, even lit during the day, with red stained glass on the panes.
Beautiful. I head for the common room.
Yeah, there's a small tavern.
Mm-hmm.
There's maybe close to a dozen men in here. About half that women, sort of wandering around serving drinks.
I look
and cheap frilly dresses with overcompensating brassiers.
I look the men up and down, looking for someone that looks rough and tumble.
All of them look rough and tumble. These
Perfect.
look like working folk here, whiling away the hours of the day.
Okay. Then I'm just going to pick one at random. If they all look roughly the same rough and tumbleness,
At first glance,
fine. I'm going to pick one at random and that's talking to a girl.
Picking up men at a brothel? Is that
No.
what's going on right now?
No, we're not picking up men. But one's what's talking to a girl, Ollie will go up and start chatting up the girl he's talking to. If he's chatting with her, I'll just come up, put my arm around her, and say, "Hey, baby, You want to go somewhere else?
This guy's got no girl at the moment.
Damn it! I gotta find a guy with a girl.
Pick the second. I mean, there's twice as many guys as there are girls.
I'll just pick any guy then.
At least in the common room.
Yeah.
So you pick the second most. The third. It's only the ugly guys that are with girls at the moment.
Perfecter. I go after one of the ugly men.
And not rough and tumble. Scrawny, dejected-looking lumberjack. Failed as a lumberjack, and
damn it!
Here picking up chicks to dull the pain.
No, I was looking for somebody that would try and fight me. Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, so there are maybe like 4 or 5 girls. 2 of them are wandering around serving drinks. 3 of them are with the 3 least impressive looking men in this establishment, sitting on laps or on tables next to them.
I will follow behind a girl who's serving a drink or like bussing drinks to someone. And as she gets near the person that she's serving the drinks to, if they look kind of tough, I will just take the drink off of the platter that she's holding or out of her hand and dump it on the guy's head.
All right. Hey, what the fuck was that? Roll initiative, I guess. The girl sort of gives a shriek.
8.
8 on your initiative.
Yeah.
You actually go first if you'd like. He looks like he's getting ready to stand up, but he's still in his seat, beer all over his face.
You foul-smelling piece of trash. You want to take this outside? Huh, little man? You want a piece of this?
The girl that shouts, "Take this outside," and steps away from you. Do you do anything with your turn?
I just taunt him and ask him if he wants to go outside. Right. I will ready an action in case he attacks me to attack him back.
All right, so he stands up and he looks like he's moving to shove you. You can.
Okay, I'll let him push me. Actually, if it's just a push. Well, fuck, I don't know what he's doing, so yeah, I'll just take it.
I mean, he gets up to shove you, but you sort of like instinctually step out of the way, and he just like shoves nothing. And says, "Let's take this outside, you scumbag." And
I walk outside, and as I do so, I slip on my brass knuckles as surreptitiously as possible.
All right. Roll. I'll give you a perception check to negate that surprise.
Give me a perception check or them?
Yeah. So you step out the door first. He steps out just after you. Roll initiative.
Nope, that should be +3. That should be a 4.
All right. You see him drawing a knife as the door closes behind him, but you get the jump on him if you want to react to this.
Did I get my brass knuckles on yet?
Yeah, you've got your brass knuckles on.
Cool. D20 +1 to hit as I turn and miss him in the face, and then my left hand comes along and hits him. Is that a crit?
That's a crit.
6 points of damage.
He goes down with the single crack of your brass knuckles.
Served him right. And then I go through his pockets looking for money.
All right, find 4 gold, 7 silver.
No, I just take the gold. I forget the silver.
22 copper. All right.
And then I head right back inside.
All right.
And I sit down at the seat he was sitting at before. Was he playing cards, or what was he doing at the seat?
He was sitting by himself drinking.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay.
There's no cards going on. You notice that 2 of the guys have left, and one of the girls has. There's a staircase in the back of the room.
Yeah. All right, I will sit and drink some crappy ass ale and see if trouble finds me after that maneuver.
Yeah, fork up 2 copper for the ale.
Okay.
How long do you? So
I'll wait an hour.
An hour. I mean, so 10 minutes later, that guy comes back in, rubbing his face. You scumbag! Sucker punched me.
You pulled a knife on me. Who brings a knife to a fist fight?
Or you see he's got the knife in his hand and he's strutting over to you.
I stand up
A
and
nearby woman gives a shriek.
I put my fists up, but by now I've
Runs
taken
into the
off
back
my
room.
brass knuckles.
Roll initiative.
But I did it 4 again.
All right, you go first if you'd like to do anything.
I do. I go up and I just try and box the shit out of him. 8 and 9.
Double miss. You hear a shriek. A short, fat, bald man walks out of the back room. What the hell's going on in here? As the guy lunges at you with a knife, he seems to be a little drunk and sort of staggers past you.
Okay. Initiative next round. 12.
12 to hit.
Nope. 14
The
armor
man
class.
turns around. The hide is 14.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you have dex?
Nope. Just
You have
hide.
dex. Did you rearrange your stats to get that dex somewhere else?
Yeah, I put my switch my dex and my con.
Okay.
So my stats are 14, 11, 15, 10, 9, 14, 7.
I think. Anyways, all right. So his blade slides off of your hide. The short man shouts, "Get this shit out of here!"
And I make my 3 attacks this round.
Maurice! Maurice!
Ooh, a 21, a 14, and a 12.
Roll some damage dice and obliterate this guy.
So D3, so it should be, that should be 3, 4, 5, 5D3 plus 2, 4, 6. Because I don't stop. I go 1, 2, 3, all back to back to back. So I pummel him for 15 points of damage.
Okay. You're pretty sure you kill him.
Okay.
Yeah. Crack, crack, crack.
Crack, crack, snap.
Ribs. Yeah. His head just like you see his nose like fly back into his head.
Okay.
And the guy falls flat on his back.
I pause for a moment, breathing intensely and looking around.
A silence falls upon the room, and everyone turns to look at you.
You guys all saw that first. He came after me with a knife. A knife. That's a murdering weapon there. It's self-defense.
All right. Oh, yeah. A large man with a beard and a receding hairline steps out, and the short, fat, bald guy says, "Maurice, get that asshole out of here." That was some fast hands there. What's your name?
Frank.
Frank
Kershaw.
Frank. You're a lot quicker than Maurice over there. Could use a man like you. Protect my girls.
I can do that, but I ain't cheap.
Step into my office.
I step into his office.
Yes, just to the back room. My name is Hans. It's handsome Hans. You find him not handsome at all, but don't know what you're into. Actually, he's rather handsome. Never mind, I take that back. His nickname befits him.
Perfect.
He may be short and bald, but he's got a pleasant smile.
Nice to meet you, handsome Hans.
You find yourself falling into his dreamy green eyes.
I'm Cranky Fists Kershaw.
I see where you got that nickname.
Yeah.
You hated that nickname.
No, I hated Frankie Fists.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Cranky Fists, I can offer you 2 gold a night. You hang around, keep the riffraff out.
Done. Including beer. 2 gold plus beer.
2 gold, all the beer you can drink.
Done.
You like potatoes?
Love potatoes.
We got potatoes. All the potatoes you can eat.
How much are the ladies?
That you'll have to pay for.
How much are the ladies?
Starting from 3, depending on what you want.
3 gold an hour?
Depending on what you want.
All right. I gotta crack anyone's head though. If I gotta spill any blood anymore though, I get a free girl.
That's between you and the ladies, but some of these gals like violence.
Well, then they'll like me. Okay.
All right. The night's work gets nasty. So if you show up at sundown, stay until the place quiets down. Give you your 2 gold.
Sounds good. Anything I should be aware of? Anyone that I should know about? Any regular troublemakers?
I think you'll be just fine.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, handsome Hans. I've got some other business to attend to, but I'll see you tonight.
Gives you a wink. You're not sure if he's hitting on you.
Okay. This in place, I head back to the Weary Woodsman, and I look for Clayton. Or I ask for Clayton, the innkeeper.
Yeah. He is around. He's scrubbing a table with a rag himself. The place is picked up a little bit. A dozen patrons, both Mars and the slender barmaid are on duty.
Clayton, my buddy. Clayton, my pal. How's it going?
Frank.
I see you've got yourself a better waitress. Glad to see that investment's going to good use.
Oh, yeah. That's Clarice. She's all right.
I happen to know a couple of real fine ladies that would, I think, really help bring in some customers. If you need help finding a replacement for this Mars, she could probably go. I got some ladies that'll really bring this place up to class.
Mars actually does a pretty good job with the orders and the drinks and whatnot. I'll let you know if I need to expand. I appreciate it, Frank.
I'm just saying, I've got an invested interest in this business now, and I think that this Mars lady is just... Well, she may be able to order a drink, but that's all she's good for. And let me tell you something. God, I can't play this character. No, you can do. Waitresses are only good to look at. They ain't got nothing else going for them. So I'm just saying, we can get rid of the ugly skirts.
Have you been drinking, Frank? I think
every day of my life.
Mars can hear you. You're gonna hurt her feelings.
Well, her feelings shouldn't hurt any more than her head did. I mean, it must have hit all the branches.
I'll take it into consideration, Frank. Can I get you anything?
No, I'm just gonna go take a little bit of a nap. I'll see you in the morning. And I just head upstairs. And I go to pass out until sundown.
All right. You take a nice nap.
Yeah. And then I will head back to the brothel. Handsome Hans at the... I never did get the name of the establishment.
The East Wall. You don't know if it has a name. Handsome Hans. Yeah.
Okay. I think to make up for this, my next character will be just... What's the opposite of a misogynist?
A feminist?
No, someone that's like misogynist towards men, but like a patsogynist.
I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't know. I don't know what the miss root comes from. Is that Greek? I don't know my roots here. I think my next character will be the exact opposite, just a woman who treats men like hunks of meat. That will make up for it that way. That's okay.
All right. So that night you head back to the East Wall, the tavern, the brothel. It's actually a pretty uneventful night. Men come, they buy women, they leave. There's a few guys that look like they might cause trouble, but you give them a look, and you're tall. You got dead wolves hanging off your body. No one causes any shit.
Okay.
You get your 2 gold. You get all the beer and potatoes you can eat.
Fantastic.
And in the wee hours of the morning, tired and weary, your job is done.
Great. Well, I'm just gonna head back. I will basically live at the Weary Woodsman and work at the East Wall brothel. Although that night I will try and ask someone for the name of the establishment. Ask one of the passing ladies.
Hey, what's this place that I work at called?
Hey, Toots. What's this fine establishment's name? It got a calling card?
We call it work, but
What are the
referred to
patrons
around town as the East Wall.
East Wall? Thanks, sugar. And yeah, I think this is probably a good stopping point for this week.
I think so. The next day, someone does try to come into your room. Like your room gets rented out.
They just like show up while I'm sleeping.
Let me think. I mean, what time would you? I mean, this would be like evening.
By evening, I would be awake.
You probably come back in the middle of the night after working at the brothel, and you find someone asleep in what you thought was your bed.
I shut the door, and I just like go down the hall looking for a room. If they're all full, I have a solution to.
The third door down is empty.
Nice.
I don't even want to know what your solution was. But it seems like you haven't appropriately communicated to Clayton which room you're staying in.
It's fine. I would disregard
free lodging out of this.
Frank is going to do what he's going to do, and if people try and stop him, they're going to get punched. He's not a very... He's an average intelligence person and he's a creative person, just not a very smart person. You know, I'll punch him, and if the punching doesn't work, I'll punch harder with the brass knuckles. And if that doesn't work, well, then I shouldn't be alive, sort of thing.
All right.
Well,
I think this seems like a good stopping place.
Yeah, it's great.
Frank's got himself set up in Woodheim. This poor town has taken a beating. Solomon tried to set it on fire, and now Frank here is beating up my poor townsfolk.
Yeah. I got to get involved with some sort of gang material or start some sort of gang material. Maybe I can meet up with an elf from another town and we can be gangsters together.
Elven gangsters?
Well, Qualnir is set up in Solstice as a gangster.
I don't know if I'd allow that. I mean,
I could play 2 characters at the same time and then just cross the stories.
Yeah, we can see how it'd work out. Although I feel like using your former NPCs to like give, we'll see.
To power level my new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll find ways to make that more difficult than you would think.
Yeah.
But Qualnir is alive and well in Solstice and probably looking to set up a Thieves Guild of his own.
Okay. Any experience for this week?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. This is going to be an interesting campaign to figure out. So let's do 100 for strong arming your way into... Or actually, no, you just gave money to that first guy. Let's give you 70 experience. 1 experience for each gold that you lent to that first guy.
Okay.
Let's do 1... Let's go 175. I'll say you defeated that dwarf in combat.
Nice.
Didn't defeat him in combat, but for tricking him into offering you protection.
Okay.
Who did you actually punch out?
I punched out the kid.
Just the one kid.
I punched out the old woman and the proprietor. and I set their kitchen on fire.
All right, so 45 experience for those KOs. You adding this up?
Yeah, both or total? The two.
Total.
Okay.
And then 50 for setting that place on fire. And
Okay. And the guy with the knife who I killed.
yeah, let's call that another 15. He's just like 0th level douchebags.
Okay. Um,
Brothel job, I'll give you 50 for.
okay. It's 405. Oh boy.
That's all I can think of.
We're gonna have to find a way to get a little bit more experience here. But I think over time, all of this protection duty, if we're doing like 1 XP of gold, that'll take a long time to bring in
I mean, I don't know
money.
if that's a precedent that I want to set.
Okay, I was hoping that I could get like experience for all the bribe money. Because I mean, how long will it take me to make 2,000 gold at 2 gold per month or 7 gold per month? You know, it'll take
Yeah.
ages.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to level up just beating up my townsfolk.
No.
You get another 15 for killing the knife guy twice.
420. Okay, that's that. If you guys are around tomorrow, we will have, what do we call that game? Shenanigans tomorrow
Yes.
or tomorrow night.
And I will be making a return after a long hiatus as Morton Bigsby.
Although actually last week there was no show. We had internet
but
problems.
it's still. I think there were still 2 sessions without me.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys managed. How did no one die?
It got bad.
Really? No one died though.
No one died, but there was some definite.
We need a priest.
We need someone with some moral fiber.
Oh, okay.
Let's just say that Slade got a little out of hand and sexual assaulty.
I think you told me. Rapey is the term.
Rapey is the term.
Did you get 420 experience?
I got 420 experience.
Oh, I'm awesome, and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah. Well,
Chat's posting roasted dogs. I don't even know where this come from.
All right, guys. Shenanigans later. And I will probably stream pre-shenanigans as well. So that's that. And I'll see you guys another time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.